If we want a friend to create a document, we can prepare instructions as follows. Can you please prepare me a document with the title Introduction to Programming? And its first paragraph should be, this document aims to explain programming for those who have never seen it. Nowadays, programming is very popular and has lots of job opportunities. And also, job opportunities should be in bold. He or she will probably come up with something like this. But what if we want a computer to do this? What instructions should we give it? Does the computer understand the previous directives? It sure won't understand. They're not as smart as us yet. So what's the solution? The solution is in the standard called HTML. If we can convert the previous instructions into HTML standard, the computer will prepare a document for us, just like our friend did. First of all, we need to break down the directives we will give. Since computers do not understand human language, we must also specify where it begins and where it ends. This is provided by structures called HTML elements. An opening tag is made out of a left angle bracket, label, and a right angle bracket. The label that is in between brackets indicates tag's purpose or type. A closing tag has a forward slash between the type label and the left angle bracket. An HTML element made out of an opening tag, the content, and a closing tag. Tag and element can be used interchangeably. Here, opening tag denotes the beginning and closing tag denotes the end. What happens in between is the content we want in the document. Title is the command we want to give the computer. We can also add another tag inside a tag. Now that we understand how HTML elements works, we can examine the structure of an HTML document. The HTML document starts with the tag HTML and has two elements in it, title and body. These two determine the title and content of a website. Body tag contains everything related to the site that we see in the browser window. Title tag contains the title that appears in the title bar of the browser. A website can be styled with another file called CSS. CSS works by associating rules with the HTML elements. These rules govern how the content of specified elements should be displayed. A CSS rule contains two parts, a selector and a declaration. Selectors indicate which element the rule applies to. The same rule can apply to more than one element if you separate the element names with commas. CSS declarations sit inside curly brackets, and each is made up to two parts, a property and a value, separated by a colon. You can specify several properties in one declaration, each separated by a semicolon. Properties indicate the aspects of the element you want to change, for example, color, font, width, height, and a border. Values specify the settings you want to use for the chosen properties. For example, if you want to specify a color property, then the value is the color you want the text in these elements to be. Now that we have learned to give instructions to the computer, let's try to make our computer do the work we made our friend do. First of all, let's create a folder called My Website and add a new text file into it. We'll call it index.html and add another file called style.css. You can change the content by right-clicking and clicking Edit. We cannot do this with any Office program, because those kinds of programs format what's written and save it in a different way. We want it to remain as we wrote it, that is, not to be formatted. Therefore, we will use the Notepad app. We will first start with writing our index.html. This file will have the real content of the website. We begin with creating HTML, head, and body tags. Then we will specify the title of the website. After that, we will add heading to the website. Content of the website that users see should be in the body element. H1 tag specifies the biggest heading. P element specifies a paragraph. H2 element specifies a subheading. And A element specifies a link. We will also need to specify div elements that will hold our content. One div called page will hold all the content of the website, and another div called footer will be in the bottom to give more aesthetic view. When you open this file you created by double-clicking, you will see the results in your browser. Congratulations, you have given your computer the first directive. So, how can we change this boring black and white design? Good question. Giving more directives to the computer. Computers use another file for styling, CSS. In this CSS file, we will define the style of our website. We first create a gradient in the background by specifying selecting body element and changing background parameter. After that, we will specify how page div looks. We will give a font, position it relative. A page element with relative positioning gives you the control to absolutely position children elements inside of it. That way, we can absolutely position the footer to the end of the page div. Now, we give a width, height, and margin. This way, content of the website will be in the middle instead of top left corner. And then we will specify border and a shadow. Now we need to pad H1, H2, and P elements to look nice. After that, we will specify how a footer looks. Don't forget, we need to specify that our website has a style file. That is how we do it. Now we finished coding. Let's see the result. It's good looking, isn't it? So how can you really put this document you created on the internet? When someone else wants to access your site, the index.html file must be served. Computers that do this are called servers. These computers are constantly connected to the internet and are always powered on. Thus, you can access the site you want 24/7. In fact, what happens when you try to enter a site is that your computer asks the server computer for directives, in other words, the HTML file. The server sends this file and your computer follows these instructions and draws the site on your screen. We will use a site called Neocities. Neocities allows you to host your own website. So we can upload this HTML and CSS file we created to the Neocities sites, which will serve us for free. Go to neocities.org and create an account. Verify your email address and upload the index.html and style.css files from your computer. Congratulations! The site you created is now available from all over the world. I hope you find this video helpful and you can create your own website. Thank you for listening.